I committed hundreds of hours to test this AI phone agent business model, and today I will tell you why I think this was such a big waste of time. So-called AI phone agents or AI receptionists are types of business that have been getting a lot of traction recently. People promoting these models claim that they nearly replace human call centers by handling both inbound and outbound calls. And people are making thousands of dollars monthly selling these. And today I will tell you exactly how they do it, and I will tell you how probable it is for you to do the same thing. When looking for what line of business to go into as a college student to make some money on the internet, one of the first things that caught my eye was obviously AI. I mean, it's on the tip of everyone's tongue. It's getting absurd amounts of investments, and things like drop shipping, e-commerce are getting pretty hard to get into with the amount of people doing it. The competition is insane. If you are young or do not have an established business, not going into AI right now is honestly ridiculous. It's like if you were in the late 90s and you just ignored the start of the internet. Despite AI becoming a very annoying buzzword, it truly deserves the attention it gets. It's a true macro trend in the economy. And I would not put it in line with the so-called get-rich-quick schemes like dropshipping. But I would say that specifically these AI phone receptionists do have a lot in common with dropshipping, but more on that later. So what exactly are AI phone callers? AI phone caller or receptionist is essentially a fully digital call center that can take inbound or outbound calls. So let's say for a restaurant, it can take reservation calls, it can take menu questions. Some people also use these AI phone agents for outbound calls, so things like cold calling, surveys, although these things are not always totally legal. The business model around AI phone callers essentially revolves around reselling someone else's software to clients who need it. So you would take a software called Vapi or Blend AI or something like that, and you would find local restaurants or any other business that would use this service and sell it to them. Selling an AI call bot, which is essentially more productive, works 24/7, and some might think it's more reliable than a real person. Sounds pretty easy, but it's really not. I would even say that in the moment in time, it's impossible to an extent. And this challenge is not technical. You don't need to know how to code, but you need some basic tech skills, like knowing your way around AI prompting and some kind of no-code tool which you can use to connect the AI call agent to the customer's backend software. Some of these tools include Make.com, Zapier, but there is a catch though. When using the software, you will be paying for operations that are otherwise totally free to make with code. For what you lack in coding skill, you will be paying out of pocket and with your time, because these softwares I found to have a lot of glitches and sometimes be very unreliable. The most time I spent on development for my clients was figuring out these Make.com glitches that just kept happening with no explanation whatsoever. Now I realize that a lot of these things would be a lot easier, cheaper, and even quicker to build by writing code with AI, which you also don't need any coding knowledge for. I'll show you a snapshot of exactly what your profit might look like setting this up for a mid-sized restaurant in New York. So we can see that a mid-sized restaurant might get anywhere from 50 to 187 calls per day, depending which source we're using for this. They could have anywhere between 1,500 and 5,600 calls a month, and with average talk time of 1.7 minutes per call. Knowing this lets us analyze some costs that you would pay setting this up. For this example, I will assume that you're reselling Blend AI, which is a very popular AI voice bot. So they have a unit price of about 4 cents per minute, and using the usage assumption of 5,100 minutes, the monthly cost would come out to $204. For outbound calls, there's a different rate of 9 cents per minute, and it would put you at a rough monthly cost of $46. You would also need to rent phone numbers, which comes out to $15 flat, assuming you only need one number. And then you'd have a small cost for Make.com. I estimated 3,000 operations, and it would be about $9. So your total monthly cost is about $274. So your pricing model greatly depends on the type of business you choose to sell to, but let's look at the estimates I did for a mid-sized restaurant. I would offer a 3-tier structure with starter, standard, and high volume tiers, distinguishing these tiers by the amount of call time minutes included. So here you could be charging anywhere from $600 to $1,300 a month. If you sell this to a company that has more money, like let's say insurance firms, you could charge more, but regardless, not including the setup fees, which you can charge one time at about $1,200, this lands you at about $625 recurring monthly profit per customer with minimal maintenance, or so it might seem. Now here's the kicker. From my experience working with 2 clients doing high volume outbound calls for both, AI is not nearly at the level right now to handle this type of traffic. Can AI take some simple inbound phone calls? Sure. But even about that, talking to restaurant owners who already implemented this, Customers often call to complain, and the restaurants end up canceling these systems. For outbound, I was clearly presenting it to my clients as an experiment because I was not sure how well it was gonna work, if at all. But both times, within the first trial, the bot failed. I had all my integrations perfectly set up, I had all the contact data I was feeding into AI phone agents cleaned, but after running 5 total trial call campaigns, totaling about 4,000 calls, there was not one interaction that led to a positive result. The AI caller would have wild, unpredictable glitches like starting to talk before the phone call was even picked up, or stuttering heavily. And this is obviously considering the fact that I tested it before and had no glitches whatsoever. There's another issue of latency. AI generally still takes a second or more before responding, which sometimes pushes clients away. They think they were either not loud enough or not clear enough when the AI stays silent for like 3 seconds, and it throws many people off and messes up the whole interaction. Not only the quality of the AI speech, but also the speed of it suffers. Did I make some money? Yeah. Was it really successful? I wouldn't say so. Could I keep experimenting and eventually succeed having a stable stream of revenue from this? Sure. I'm a big proponent that if you put enough trial and error and time into anything, it will work out eventually. But after trying 2 major AI phone caller systems, I'm pretty disappointed. I still don't think the AI is there yet. It still sounds like AI, it's still unreliable, and it is relatively expensive to run. There's some promising technology on the way regarding voice quality. This voice generation tech from Sesame just got open source not so long ago, and it's blowing me away how human it sounds. It can't even whisper. The AI industry is improving at an insane rate, so I'm very optimistic about how this will work out in the future. I briefly spoke to the founder of Blend AI, and he was telling me about when he was starting out, doing a full-blown AI phone caller agent was not possible at all, and he was just betting his all on the fact that soon enough, the AI phone callers will improve, and it would make Blend AI possible. And he bet right. AI phone agents is definitely something worth looking into, but do not trust the people saying that it works like magic.